This video was brought to you by Stormberg, ABRP Planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? Yes, we are now sitting in the Mercedes EQE 43 AMG with 4MATIC. Okay, well, but EQE, it's like the EQS's little brother. So I guess in this video I have to try to explain to you what I experience is the difference between the EQS and the EQE, because I did try the EQS 580 4MATIC over there also, and that was in winter, and then now I tried this one. So I will give you guys as much input as possible, and I guess also versus other cars like Tesla, which is also in the same price range. So where do we start? This car has the hyper screen. Maybe I should just start by saying that this car cost roughly 1.1 mil NOK. Yeah, that kind of sets the bar, right? So we're not comparing it against the Model 3, or actually we can at some extent, because I tried to put baby stroller in here, and the Cybex e-Priam could not fit in the back in the trunk without taking off the wheels. In the Model 3 I managed to fit in the stroller there without taking off the wheels. So the trunk in the Model 3 is actually slightly larger for that kind of task. But however, when it comes to banana box test, this EQE can take more banana boxes than the Model 3. So yeah, both of these have that hatch opening, by the way. But that's, I guess, the closest I would compare this car to the EQE. For the most time, we should compare EQE against the Model S, or also the EQS. So it's very similar. What's this? Okay, there's just so much moisture here. Sorry guys, but this car is very similar to the EQS, especially when you have the hyper screen. Then the whole look and feel and the way I use the car is very similar to the EQS. It has similar features, like you can navigate to somewhere and you see how many percent you will arrive with. It will preheat the battery, but I think only when you navigate to a final destination and the car picks a charging station for you. But let me just get in here. I need to get some speed here. More speed, I guess. These cars are driving too slow, like this. So in that regard, they are quite similar. But wait, okay, there we go. Auto steer. But when it comes to the quietness, the right, well, have a dude behind me. Okay, I just have to do this. And then slow down. And then, okay, yeah. But the auto steer is doing a pretty good job of staying with, that was a new ES8, by the way, staying within the lane. So I did the 1,000 kilometer challenge. I've done some range tests, and this car stays within the lane. And also, you know, when we have those new stretches, actually new stretches of road, the stretch where I do range test, it's been existing for actually several years now, many of those stretches. And the Tesla will always reduce the speed to 40 kilometers per hour on the 110 zone. This car actually reads the signs. Let me see, it's 80 zone here, and it's going to turn 90. Let me see if the car gets that one. Yes, it turns 90, so it gets that one. You see? And it stays within the line. It doesn't, most of the time, it doesn't do any weird shit. I haven't seen it lose focus and suddenly disengage or hug too much the left lane or the right lane. And you see, we even have fresh asphalt here. The left side marking has been painted. The right side has not been painted, but the car still stays within here. It doesn't try to stay go in the middle or something like that. So that's really good. And I don't know if you can notice something else. It's wet outside. Okay, we just happen to be on the fresh asphalt. It's wet outside, and it is so quiet. We should try this lane just to give you an idea how it is. You see, we have somewhat rough asphalt over here, and it's so quiet here. Holy macaron! The moment I picked up the car over here, it was actually nearby here, Bertelåsten. I picked up the car and I went to the motorway. I was like, wow, this car is quiet. And also when I measure it, it came on top there with EQC actually. Maybe the EQC is slightly quieter because it's an SUV crossover, so it has that suspension move. But this is just top notch when it comes to silence. It is super silent, even at high speed. And yeah, rough asphalt, whatever, rain, wet roads, you don't hear that outside. And it's just top notch. Yeah, it's top notch, man. I claim this is better than Porsche, this is better than Audi, and what else? The other Germans, I think I forgot something. The BMW, better than BMW. So that's top notch. And also when it comes to comfort, it's also super, okay, it does a weird thing here. So I can, here I feel like it's not as smooth as Tesla. But let's check something. Over here, it used to be an 80 zone, but up until just a couple of days ago, they changed it to a 90 zone here also. Let's see what the car thinks now. It's a 90 zone. The car reads the signs, unlike Tesla. So that is schnell. Well, I mean, well, it's not schnell, but it's 90 schnell in Norway, yes. But the comfort, man, it's just so, okay, you have a button here. You can change between comfort or sport plus. And then you have some fake engine sound. But when you have it in comfort, I think you can actually customize. You can have it in sport mode, but still have, you can have the suspension on comfort if you like to. You can customize all this stuff. See? Let me see, I'm gonna go back to this one, yes. And then, but some things it's kind of weird. For example, I think this car, I'm not sure, does it have auto lane change? But it has this laser, not laser, it has this pixel lights, and I've seen it, I've recorded it even, that when you put on the turn signals in a tunnel, for example, when it's dark, it can project arrows on the ground to show other cars where you're going. That's pretty cool. The only problem is that it's kind of random whether it does it or not. So the inconsistency is kind of weird. Well, and when it comes to the snappiness of the map here, it's nowhere as snappy as a Tesla. And I, in general, feel like the user interface is somewhat slow, somewhat laggy. You don't expect that when you buy a 1.1 million car, that the user interface is slower than your phone, right? So, but that's just how it is, I guess, unfortunately. But other than that, so I can also tell you that today we went on a little trip around. Yeah, we went to check out our land at Jessheim, and we also went to have some family dinner since it's Sunday. And wifey, we went with wifey, the baby, and Maya, and wifey was in the front here, and she said it several times that this is super comfy. I said yes, I concur. So she was like, wow, she was so impressed of how nice and soft the suspension is, but not like super soft. I mean, you can still have it tight if you want to, and you can also switch it over to sport like this, and you can just hammer it. But yes, like if I compare the German electro autos premium ones, right, or maybe close to luxury, then Porsche is more the driver's car. Porsche doesn't have the same comfort. Porsche doesn't have, okay, and then, oh shit, oh, it's kind of heavy. Oh, okay, I have Yokohama tires. Maybe they are not the best. Maybe I should get Pirelli's P0 or something. Yeah, I'm not sure about these Yokohama tires. All right, but anyway, the ESP saved me by foolishness there. But what was my point again? I kind of forgot to focus here. Yeah, sorry for that. No, okay, but the Porsche is more the driver's car, right? So the Porsche wouldn't do shit like that. But whoa. Wow, this is kind of short. Okay. Wait, what's it? Okay, set. But the Porsche doesn't have the comfort, doesn't have the soundproofing as this one. Audi is somewhere between. It's more comfortable, like the e-tron GT, for example. More like the GT, the driver's car. I mean, like the road trip car. But it's also lacking that soundproofing, and also some of that top-notch, superb comfort you have here. So, I mean, it depends which type of person you are. If you like tracking, or you like, you like driving fast around curves, then this is clearly not the car for you. Then you should go for a Porsche or an Audi. This is more like luxury sedan, where you can be driven in, or you can drive it yourself and just enjoy it. So Yeah, when it comes to range, I measured almost 500 kilometers of range, and this is the AMG. This is the all-wheel drive with 476 horsepower. And also I can show you something. Well, I can't show you, but if I go to engine data, nine is nicht engine, all right? Okay, in German it might be engine, but in correct term it's not engine. Okay, let's just slow down here a little bit. We have, yeah, this car doesn't show you state of charge in the display here, so that's kind of bummer. But you have to go here, and then you see, okay, we have 69%. That's a nice round number. 69% state of charge. It claims that we have 90% power in the display here. And then I see some kilowatt and some Newton meter here. Let me just see how much power I have. Let's slow down here. Okay, slow down here. Oh, 350 kilowatt. 350 kilowatt. Yeah, you get that 350 kilowatt flat. I've seen it more than 5 seconds or something like that. So you have nice and flat power band for a little bit. Tesla, for example, even the Raven, you get this massive 800 horsepower. Not sure how much that was. Almost 500 kilowatt jolt, but then it drops quite quickly. So I guess Germans, they just like flat stuff, right? Flat power band, power output, flat power curve, flat country, flat people. Yeah. Flat interest rates. Okay, let me see. Go back. Okay. So that one's pretty cool. So this is something new I have in the display here. And also another thing is, wait, hey, whoa. Why does it say 80 here? I didn't pay attention. Is it 80 zone on the way back, but it's 90 on the way out? Okay. Well, a good thing that the car is paying attention for me. But also in this display here, I don't know if this is something new only for the AMG, but here in the display, I can explain to you, we have front motor temperature 51 degrees Celsius, and then rear motor temperature also 51 degrees Celsius, and then battery temperature 26 degrees Celsius. That is neat. I have never seen that in Mercedes before, not in the EQS, not in the EQC either, or the EQA or any of those other cars. This is the first time I've seen it here. So I wonder if this is just some kind of AMG software feature. So that's cool, that's cool. Other than that, you have all the other stuff here, trip meters and whatever. But okay, how about the rest of the car? The seats are pretty good. You can adjust the side bolsters to have them more open or tighter for, you know, tracking if you want to go tracking with this car. You can adjust the headlights here. I mean, you can adjust the, what do you call it, the ambient light here. This screen here is active for the driver, for the passenger, but now it's just off. I guess you can display something there. Wait, why do I keep getting moisture there on the front one? It's on the outside, not the inside. But yes, so the car is quite fast. Also, I measured 4 seconds, or 4.05 seconds 0 to 100. So that one is also quick. What else is it with this car? It's fairly spacious in here. One thing I like about this is that, okay, you kind of wrapped around in screens and panels and shit, and it is more cramped here than even a Model 3 or a Tesla Model S. You see, like I'm 175 centimeters and my knee is kind of bumping into here, so I can imagine if you're 190 centimeters, you will feel kind of, well, actually for them, for you, you might have your seat more backward, so it won't be a problem. But I still feel like this is not as spacious as a Tesla, for example. I like that we have cup holders here, we have wireless charging here, we have some lights here, we have USB-C, we have USB-C in here, we have a nice storage there. We also have a storage under here, and I actually put the 12 volt camera. No, I have an inverter. Yeah, I convert 12 volt. 12 volt is actually hidden under there, and then I pull the cable into the storage area there, and then there is a strap on this. I can strap on that inverter so it doesn't slide around. So that is very useful. So okay, it has this middle console kind of high, but at least you have a lower deck under here, so you can put more stuff. So, and we have door pockets and all that. So I feel like we have good space for putting our stuff when we go on a road trip. Because typically when you go on a road trip, you need to bring your phone, your drinks, your sunglasses, on whatever. In the city, you probably don't need that. And then we have the glass roof here. You can also retract the foreskin. When I have sunny weather, I just put it that way. And I also have, this car is also equipped with the acoustic, acoustic glass. Yeah, there's some kind of soundproofing package. I'm gonna open this so you get more light in here. But also heat insulating glass. So of course they just put everything in here, 1.1 million, whatever, just yes, all the goodies is here. So that's nice, that's nice. So it's a very well-equipped car, and I feel like when I touch everything here that it's nice to touch, even though I normally wouldn't touch this part. I would just touch the door, right, and the center console here. But I feel like it's in a spaceship, you know, the display and everything here, the way they design here. This is more beautiful than a Tesla or many other cars I've tested. However, the spaceship here seems to be equipped with Windows 3.11 because it's kind of laggy, and also many things I like about this hyperscreen, because you can zoom out, you see weather, you can put out other layers here, you can see even some traffic information, and you can click here if you want to get more information about music. Okay, and then you can click here to see some car stuff. And you can switch to charging options. No, and you can click here. You see that. Okay, I'm gonna do something. Navigate. Navigate to previous destinations. Let's go to Ioniq Strømstad. Okay. Fairly quick to calculate, right? And then when you have navigation active, you can then wait for it to calculate. There. Oh, okay, we have augmented reality on here. That's also quite cool. I'm gonna go this way now. I'm going to turn off augmented reality, but here you can then see, okay, we have, how much was it again? We have, I don't know how many percent we have exactly right now, but the car estimates that we will arrive at 41%. However, in order to arrive at 41%, you have to follow the speed limit exactly. If you go a little bit over, then it miscalculates. So if it says 41%, you will probably arrive with 15% to 20%, depending on how hard you hammer it. But at least it gives you an estimation of how much you will arrive with. But you see here, when you can have some stuff here, and then you still have the map here. So you know the user interface here seems similar to Tesla, because Tesla has been changing it over the years. But nowadays Tesla's user interface is more like the map is like the desktop, and then you put other apps or features on top of that one. Like here, and then if you click away this one and you go to some settings, for example here, you see it brings up this screen, and then you can always click on the corner here to get back to the map. So that's the way it works. So I'm starting to get used to it, and it kind of works fairly nice. And I like that you can have more information in the screen here. You can see some music here, you can see some car stuff here. Many cars, they have a smaller screen naturally, and then usually you can only see one thing there, for example the music player. And then if you want to go to navigation, you have to go to the navigation screen, and then for charging you go to the charger screen or something like that. But here you have more stuff in here, so it kind of resembles Tesla, the way Tesla also works. Now I'm going to go to the Birger and Haug. I need to test the suspension, see how it handles those sharp speed bumps. But it's just so enjoyable to drive this car. Yeah, I talk about the design and everything here. So it's just, I like it. I like the interior, the way it's been styled and everything. But you know, people are different. I also like Tesla's minimalistic design, because for example, if I want to adjust this air vent, I have to go like here. In Tesla you can just adjust it from the screen, so that's in my opinion better. Okay, anyway, let me focus on this one. Okay, we're gonna go on this quite fast. We're gonna attack the speed bump. Oh, okay. So yeah, I haven't talked too much about EQS. I could feel that even in comfort mode. I was like, the EQS just magically floats over it. It was just insane. I have four-wheel steering also in this AMG, but the maximum angle on the rear wheel is 3.6 degrees. Well, was it 3.7? So I guess this car has a slightly lower, shorter wheelbase than the EQS, but it still feels very maneuverable versus the EQS. But there is another variant of this one that has even higher angle. But let's try and... Okay. So you have that sideways movements like this, okay, as expected. Just try this one again, okay. Yeah, so it goes like that. I mean, it's what do you expect, right? You can't expect to just float right over it. Maybe the EQS would do that. Well, I'm gonna go this way, actually. EQS is just insane. So, okay, if you watch this video, you might consider the EQE versus EQS. I can tell you that the EQS could take 8 banana boxes in the trunk. This one can take 6, so you have slightly smaller trunk. But the main difference is that the EQS has the hatch opening in the trunk, quite wide, big opening. And you can put big items like bicycle. Here, you don't have that hatch. You have that, I would call it the Model 3 opening, you know, sedan opening. And then for the whole car, this car can take, the EQE can take 21 banana boxes. EQS can take 24. I mean, 24 is not that much for a big sedan, but it's still decent. So just to give you an idea how much it is. But when it comes to the ride, the comfort, I feel like this is very good, but the EQS is just one notch better. But then the EQS is also more blue whale, more boat, because this car actual weight that I've checked is 2,620 kilograms. EQS is 2,760 kilograms, so it weighs 140 kilograms more. Does it matter though? Because these cars are so heavy anyway, right? So it shouldn't matter. Yeah, probably doesn't matter. Yeah. And what else is it? Yeah, when it comes to the stereo, the sound, I feel like the EQS has the best sound. The Burmester. This is also Burmester. This one is also equipped with Burmester, but for some reason this one, the Burmester option cost only 1,400 euros. I thought Burmester would cost like 4,000 euros extra. So, yeah. Let me see, I'm gonna test something here. I need to make sure that I have no cars behind me. Just switch over here a little bit. I switch over to S+. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna show you guys something cool. Wait. What's the time? It's almost 11. You have some buttons here, by the way. Buttons for some fake sound and for some some kind of suspension setting or something. Well, let me just move. But the problem, sometimes when I move the steering wheel, I bump into some of these buttons, and one of this button here will actually disable. It will disable traction control, and then you have to press several times. Or I think I have to press this one to get back to comfort. To then, yeah, this one it disables traction control, and then suddenly that's kind of bad, right? And then I can't use cruise control, so I have to go here and then okay, traction control on. Oh yeah, now it works. Yes, but I'm going to switch over to S+ with the fake engine sound. I'm going to do a little launch. I have to show you guys this if you haven't seen it before. Oh, it's kind of slippery outside. Okay, I'm going to do a little launch control here. I'm not sure how it's going to work. What the heck was that shit? There was like a launch control and the seat belt just tightened on me. And then it launched. We have to try it again. It's kind of late over here. I have to check. Okay. No one is behind. Leroy Jenkins. I'm just kidding. That was just more noise than motion. I mean, it still does it in 4 seconds. So it's not like this car is nowhere near as fast as even a Model 3 Performance or a Model S Raven Performance. It's actually right there with the Raven Long Range, roughly. But then of course against Plaid it's also no match. So, but there, well, I heard that there's supposed to be even a beefier version than this one, the AMG. So, but it's still pretty fast. And like I showed you, I mentioned that 350 kilowatt flat power curve still gives you a nice pull, and you can go on Autobahn speeds and hammer it and have a lot of fun with this car. So it's like a nice, comfy sedan that can also be brutal if you want to. What else should I mention? Yeah, one thing I don't like is that every time you start the car, it will default to D mode, normal recuperation, and then I have to switch it over to D minus, which is the one I like, the one close to the thing. Let me check, by the way. If I go here to the display, engine, go to the engine data. Well, let me see. Just need to. Okay, how many kilowatt can I regen at? 100. It's kind of. It goes a bit slow. The numbers here. Yeah, jeez. I let off the lag in the counter here. It says 350 kilowatt. No, we are not. Okay, it seems like we can regen roughly 100 kilowatt. when I punch it and I release it, it's stuck at 350 kilowatt for a second before it drops. Do you know what I mean about that lag? Yes, but other than that, so at least, okay, I tried to put baby stroller in here. It works. It's comfy at least. The baby was sleeping well. I tried baby seat and baby stroller. So all that stuff works, but okay, it's kind of tight here, just like the Model S I tested. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to record the baby stroller video because it's been raining too much and I have to return this car tomorrow. That's a slight bummer. But I should mention that for the 1,000 kilometer challenge, this car was schnell. 9 hours and 35 minutes, as fast as e-tron GT and slightly faster than Fat Taycan. I don't know why the Fat Taycan was. The Fat Taycan has 2 fat tires, that's why. Yeah, and it's just fat in general. But you see, this is also kind of fat, right? But it did it quite fast. But one thing to notice is that this battery pack is 100 kilowatt hour net capacity and 90 kilowatt hour gross capacity. Whereas the EQS has 100 and... Well, how much was it again? 107, was it? Yeah, but EQS has high voltage. So when you arrive with low state of charge here, like 5%, the voltage here will be as low as 330. And then the amp is capped at 500. So you receive around 165 kilowatt for a little bit until the voltage goes up. And then you receive 170 kilowatt, which is max. And then if you have hot enough battery, I think you need around 35 degrees in the battery pack, then you will get 170 and then 165 kilowatt for quite a long time, almost the 50% under ideal conditions. And that's why this car managed to go 1,000 kilometers, including charging stops, in just 9 hours and 35 minutes. I did not expect it to be that fast. I was thinking, nah, it might take 10 hours or maybe 950. But no, sir. And do you know why? Because you guys saw it in the beginning. The car just looks so slick, like an egg. It looks like those C, which one again? The C class or Mercedes has some of those cars that just looks slick, and you can even see here on the hood. Well, you can't see it. I can tell you that the hood goes down like this. For example, a fat e-tron, the hood goes more straight, and then many cars it goes like that. But here it goes more down like a Tesla. So they shape the car, and I don't remember the numbers, but I think this car is supposed to have. Is it 0.2? No, that can't be 2. 0.22 maybe, the drag coefficient. So it has very good drag coefficient, but it seems like this car suffers a bit on the drivetrain efficiency. Maybe it's the tires, maybe it's just the AMG, but I feel like Mercedes has not mastered to make a good and efficient all-wheel drivetrain. But I've tested so many different Mercedes, EQE, EQA, EQC, EQB, the whole alphabet almost. And what I found out, at least with Mercedes, is that the all-wheel drive version seems to be thirstier than the rear-wheel drive versions. But that's not always the case for other platforms. For example, the MEB platform and the Tesla's platform, for example, and the eGMP platform. Those cars, the rear-wheel drive, is more or less as efficient as the overdrive, because they managed to decouple the motor. But here, when I did range test, for example, and 1,000 kilometer challenge, and I look at the motor temperature, I could see that the front and the rear motor was at 57 degrees Celsius, which means that both motors are in use, even if I was in comfort mode, which is the equivalent to an eco mode. There is no dedicated eco mode here. So yeah, but what my point is that, okay, this car at low speed, it might not be that efficient compared to other cars maybe, but when you increase the speed, the increase of consumption is in percentage lower than other cars I've tried. Once you start hammering it, the other cars, because of poor drag, the consumption just skyrockets. But with this one, it's like it just slices through the air like a ninja, and that's what matters when we have 1,000 kilometer challenge. So you just have to know that. Of course, if you live in Deutschland, then this is just superb for you. Super. But if you live in Norway and you're going to drive slow, only fans run, then it shouldn't matter too much. But then this, I would consider this car to be kind of thirsty compared to, for example, Tesla. So yes, that's with that test, very impressive. What else should I say? I'm kind of running out of words now. Maybe I should just go home. Yeah, maybe. Wait, I was gonna try to navigate somewhere. Okay, stop there. Okay, stop. No. You see how lag it is? Sometimes I'm trying to do some shit here. No. Okay, we good. Are we good? No, huh? I thought I canceled that one. Wait, come on. I thought I pressed the cross. Okay, now I cancel it. Yes. All right. What else is it that you want to know? So, okay. So maybe I should try to summarize. Which car would I pick? EQE or EQS? I feel like at least for my personal taste, the EQE here has a little bit too little space. Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Because I mean, even the Bjørn, but you like Model 3, right? Yeah. This car has equivalent space as Model 3, roughly. Yeah, but if I want to invest this much in and drive around with this kind of big car, then I want to have more space in here, you know? So that's why I would go for the EQS, because the EQS has a better sound system, in my opinion. It has more space. It has that nicer, even more comfortable ride. When it comes to soundproofing, it seems to be more or less the same, actually. But the EQE feels more nimble. I mean, it should be, right? Because it's 140 kilograms lighter. But yeah, but then I think if I want to buy something like an EQS, I'll just go here. Then I wouldn't care too much about having a sporty car, because if I want something sporty, I would go for a Tesla instead, and of course sacrifice some of the comfort for it, but then I will have a more nimble car. So I remember when I complained about the noisy, when I tried the Roadster, the classic Roadster, and I was like, damn, this is noisy stuff, and the suspension is so hard. People are like, dude, it's a sports car, it's supposed to be like that. I'm like, okay, but why are you bitching about Tesla being sporty and semi-noisy then? Because it's also tuned to be quite sporty, right? Well, I'm gonna go this way, I'm a bad driver. So so I personally would pay the extra to get an EQS. I tried that EQS I tested, the press car, cost 1.4 million NOK. This one is 1.1 million NOK, but I guess if you have the money to buy an EQE or an EQS, then 300k extra, that's just pocket money. Take my money, right? So, and then what about the Plaid, or what about the Model S Plaid versus this one? Which one would I buy? Well, I haven't tried the Plaid yet. I just heard about it, but I would probably go for Tesla, because I just like the way Teslas work. But however, I just love the comfort here. The comfort here in the EQS is just so good. I'm not gonna lie about that one. So I think the comfort in the Model S, even the latest and greatest, will not be nearly as good as this one. So because I suspect that if the comfort level in the in the newest Model S or the Plaid was way better, people would talk about it. They'll be like, wow, this is quiet. Oh, this is so much better, the ride. But however, the ride in the Raven has been improved, for example, over the earlier ones before the Raven, which came roughly in 2019. Yeah, roughly 2019. So I still feel like the Raven dampers, I mean, you still have very good comfort there compared to Model 3 and Model Y. If you've been driving Model 3 and Model Y a lot, then you should really try Model S Raven. It's a good compromise between sportiness and soundproofing and all that. But for Tesla, you just have more tech, snappier infotainment, in general also way better app, way better range, and at least if you go for Plaid, then way more power also. So, but okay, well, actually, when I say way better range, it depends, because if the rear-wheel drive here will probably go further, but then you can't really compare rear-wheel drive model EQE, EQS versus Tesla, because Tesla only offers all-wheel drives for the Model S. But here, it just floats over the bumps here, like nothing here. So, so again, by the end of the day, which car do I recommend? Well, I don't recommend any car because it depends on your needs and taste. But when it comes to space, by the way, Model S will also beat at least the EQE by far. But the EQS might be on par with the Model S might be in par with the EQS when it comes to space. So yeah, I think I covered pretty much all of it now, right? Try to give you guys as much input as possible. You guys also see a little bit of how the car works driving around here. I think that's going to be it. Try to show you guys as much as possible. It will be just a very, very long video, of course. Some people are like, oh, Bjørn, your videos are too long. No, they always start like this. Oh, Bjørn, I like your videos, but... Okay, wait, I have to start the other way, because I'm going to record also in Thai. Because I think Thai people are interested in this. EQS is available in Thailand. It costs freaking 10 million baht. You can buy 10 houses for that price. Okay. Here it's always bumpy here, because the trucks are hammering down here. But this car just floats over it like butter. Oh yeah. So let's just stop here and let me just try to summarize. I want to check something. Yeah, when it comes to efficiency, it's not the best. And I reset the trip before we started. Yeah, from start, yeah, we drove 38 kilometers during this test drive, and the consumption was 222 watt-hour per kilometer. Okay, we had wet roads, but in comparison, the ID.5, the Volkswagen ID.5 I drove recently, the similar test route, I had way lower consumption. I think I was at roughly 150, 160 watt-hour per kilometer only. And this today here, maybe if you drove on dry asphalt, it will be around 200. So just to give you guys some perspective, that this car consumes roughly 50 watt-hour per kilometer more in this city, urban something driving, versus something like an ID.5, which is actually bigger. It's a different segment even. So this car is not the most efficient car, unfortunately, but the level of comfort is nice, and the design is nice. There's lots of things I like about this car. Like, we have ventilated seats here. You can hear it even if I lift my, you see? We have massage seat. We have stuff here that you will not find in a Tesla. For example, head-up display, instant, okay, cluster, fudge here, of course, lots of screens. But yeah, wait, 30 kilometers per hour. Wait, let me just check something here. We are in the 30 zone here. But there is this is the end of the 30 zone. Will the car see it? Oh, it did! And now it says 50. Nice. Okay, let's go. Let's do a little flip mode. So, yeah. I tried to do some tests also. And then now the four-wheel steering is making the car so nimble around parking lots and so on. And of course, I can also show you, by the way, if you drive slower, you can activate the parking here. You see, oh yeah, and then you can do this, and it's fairly smooth. This is so cool. I'm not sure if you can see it in the screen, but it's awesome. Just like the EQS, you can see the car, it's cool when you want to maneuver in tight spaces and park nose in somewhere or something like that. So yeah, and then it disappears because you drive too fast. Yeah, but well, so okay, if you ordered one, if you ordered an EQE and you wonder if you should keep the reservation, keep it. There was a reason why you ordered the EQE. But I guess based on the feedback, you might want to upgrade to EQS if you can, or if it's possible. But if you can't do it, just keep it. You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna love it. You just have to know the limitations when it comes to space and whatever like that. But if you're thinking about EQE versus EQS, then I will advise you to try EQS and see if you like that one better, because I personally like the EQS better, but you might not like it. You might like the tightness here, because it is better. It's not so bold as the EQS, which is like a blue whale in comparison. And then if you're considering this one versus a Tesla, then I'm not sure what I can say, but it depends what you're looking for. Yeah, that's it. So yes, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.